welcome to the One Shot D&D podcast. I'm your host, Judah, and joining me today is a very good friend, a colleague, and a fellow DM. It is my pleasure to welcome onto the show, John Wheeler.
Hi.
That's very nice. So coy.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
I'm excited to play D&D with you because you are a handful when it comes to D&D. God, I never know what you've got, and it's always something that's going to, one, piss me off as a DM, but it's going to make me laugh. So I love it.
Don't let the player hate the game.
Yeah. What got you into D&D?
You.
God, that's been everyone's answer so far. That's crazy.
You forced us to do this.
No, relax.
And now look what you've done.
I paid you a lot of fucking money.
You got me DMing now as well. Spread the virus.
Has you played a D&D before at all?
No, never played before.
Really? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, always been into gaming and fantasy, but
Yeah.
no, I'd never actually took the plunge and tried it until I met you. So
Yeah, wow.
yeah, and I've probably got a few dozen sessions under my belt now.
Yeah.
Still have no idea what I'm doing, but
No.
I have a good time and I look good doing it, so that's all that matters.
Peek behind the screen. No one really knows what we're doing. We just make it up. Flying by the seat of my pants.
So for languages, I have Cantonese and Mandarin. Is that okay?
That's very good. One's a ancient Chinese language, and the other one is a fruit you found. Yes.
You're a freak.
Before we get started, why don't you actually introduce your character?
Hello. So my character's name is Buck Swashler.
Fucking.
He is a swashbuckling buccaneer. He's going to be a level 5 rogue. So I'm going to be a swashbuckler rogue. I'm going to be a lightfoot halfling, because why not? I knew that it was going to be some sort of like shippy pirate sort of theme thing. So that's sort of what I went with in terms of just like the basic backstory that I've created. Alignment's chaotic neutral. And yeah, just here for a good time.
Not a long time, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a one shot.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. So we've discussed this a little bit, but just for the audience, we're about to run a pirate one shot. We've chatted a little bit about it, but apart from the very basic gist of the fact that, hey, you're a pirate, I've given you nothing else. So if you're ready, let's start the adventure.
Let's do it.
We begin our adventure on the busy island of Shipwreck Rock. A haven for those who wish to abide by no laws, to those who have renounced king and country and live to discover fortune on the open sea. You have found yourself on this island once again, resupplying after your most recent and, dare I say, most disastrous quest to date. You left about a month ago. Following a map you bought from a merchant on this island, he promised that you would find untold riches, but unfortunately, all you found was ruin. You were ambushed by another party of pirates who killed all of your crew and left you to die in a metal cage. But, as luck would have it, you had your trusty skeleton keys hidden away, and you managed to escape. But you did overhear the pirates talk about returning to their captain, a man by the name of Dryden. That's all you got. You found your way back onto the island of Shipwreck Rock, and you made your way to confront the merchant who sold you the bum map that got you and your men, well, mostly your men, killed, only to find that the store that you bought the map from is completely abandoned and gutted of any valuables. What do you do?
Well, I suppose I might have a little look around. There might not be anything valuable, but there might be some useful bits of information that I can pick up by having a little bit of a scour. So I'm going to say Buck walks in and just looks around for just anything that he might have left behind or any evidence of to where he might have gone would be wonderful.
Yeah, cool. You walk into the door and you push the door. There's no lock to it. It's completely abandoned. No one's even bothered to lock this store back up. You walk back in and you find dusty papers, receipts for old things, nothing really of value, but you do find that there are multiple copies of the same map this guy sold you.
Absolute swindler.
Yeah.
I hate Skyrim.
But you don't really find too much of value. You walk back outside, you feel defeated. But to drown your sorrows, there is a bar around the corner from this shop called the Tricorn. Gerald, the barkeep there, he's always been nice to you. He's always had a soft spot for you. So if you want to, you can go there.
Drown away my sorrows with rum and wenches sounds like a bloody good time. I will definitely go and do that.
Yes.
To the end, please.
Let's go. You enter into the bustling tavern and make your way to the bar. It's quite busy, but you see that at the bar, there are those high stools. There's only one person sitting on the high stool. Gerald is there, the barkeep, and he's serving that gentleman at the bar, hands him a glass of whiskey, turns back around, and he sees you approaching. Aye, lad, you look worse for wear. What you gotten into? Gerald pours you a drink while you talk. It's on the house, my boy. Don't worry. Now tell me, what happened to you?
Oh, well. Where do I begin? I mean, firstly, this stranger sells me a map, leads me to buttfuck nowhere, and I nearly die. I get locked in a cage. If it wasn't for my trusty lockpick that I happened to shelf at the time, I would never have gotten out. So I went back to go and find him. He has just disappeared. I have no idea where he is, and I'm just lost. I'm stumped, Gerald. I don't know what to do.
Aye, lad. This seems to be a common occurrence with you. Well, listen, go ahead, finish your first drink, and then the second and third one will be on the house too, yeah? The gentleman beside you, sitting at the bar, speaks. 1,000 pardon. I couldn't help but overhear your recent tragedy. Could you perhaps tell me how you escaped once again?
Well, I had me trusty bone lockpick that I'd managed to shelf away just for a rainy day. Luckily it was there. I have 6 others that I keep on me at all times. That was the only one I had left. I managed to lockpick my way out and escape, and if it wasn't for that, I would have bloody died. I would have died until I was dead.
The gentleman wears a thick, dark leather trench coat, gold button sleeves, and quite a muscular build. And you don't take much notice of it when you had come to the bar and sat down, but this man's skin is slightly gray, coupled with the fact that when he stands, you think he might be over 7 foot tall, suggesting that this guy's a Goliath. He turns to face you, and you see that both of his eyes are completely clouded. Forgive me if I am reopening a wound, but I would love to hear the extent of your extraordinary escape. What were these men that ambushed you?
Well, thank you very much. I would appreciate if you got your cock out of my face. For record, I'm a halfling, so that's what I did the math with the half. I look up past his bulge, look into his stony grey eyes, I'm assuming, and I'll
Just
say...
completely cloudy eyes.
Cloudy eyes? Cataracts. Damn.
Might have diabetes.
Excellent. Am I right, do I just, because I don't really have any information, do I might just free-forming and just coming up with information as well?
So describe the men that you think would have ambushed your group.
Well, firstly, there were over 9,000 of them. They were everywhere. Otherwise, I would have taken them all on. If there was any less than 6, done.
Gerald looks up at you. So there were 7 of them.
There were frost giants. Shush, Gerald. There were frost giants. Guys, I think you were probably the smallest guy there, I'd say. They were all massive. I mean, I'm a halfling. You all look bloody big, but they were big. They had all sorts of magical weapons, and it was just absolute chaos. Like Avengers Endgame. Absolutely brutal.
You see this gentleman looks at you. Now, did you happen to get any names or identifiable insignias, tattoos, or anything like that? You remember hearing the words that the captain's name was Dryden.
Dryden.
Yeah.
I want to spell that.
D-R-Y-D-E-N. That's all you got from information about the ship.
And you said something about a tattoo. I might have missed that.
Nope, nothing about a tattoo.
Well, I don't know nothing about no tattoos, but I did hear that the leader of these people is some smug son of a gun called Dryden.
As you say that, you see that even though he doesn't have pupils or anything, his eyes narrow and face you. He reaches out his hand. Pleasure to meet you, young...
You're joking, aren't you? I'm renowned over across all the land. I'm the Roge Rogue. I am the double-hung half-man. No? Well, I am the swashbuckling buccaneer, Buck Swashler. At your service, it is a pleasure to meet you. I am the most dashing, most daring, and dare I say, most handsomest pirate to ever sail the 7 seas. Well, if you ask me, that is.
And he goes, well, I am asking you, and that is a fantastic description of oneself. I love and admire the confidence, young man. My name is Edgar Augustus, but you may call me Ed. I may know where to find this Dryden. If you would like to, you can join me back on my ship, and we can discuss how we find and get revenge for your fallen comrades.
Well, seeing as I have a bullet with the name Dryden on it, I would absolutely love that. Nothing would fill me with more joy than to see that man die.
Fantastic. You see that he reaches out, shakes your hand, and he pays Gerald. Obviously, there's thousands of different types of currency that they use here because there are pirates all over the world coming to this island. So, multiple forms of currency. He just lays down a gold brick, and then he starts walking out, expecting you to follow him. What do you do?
I will follow him.
Brilliant. I thought you were going to say, I'm going to shelf that fucking gold brick.
But I want a challenge.
See, he takes you to the docks and up to his ship. There are multiple ships here on Shipwreck Rock, but you see that Ed is not even looking around, steely-eyed, apart from the fact that he has no pupils, walking directly towards one ship. You can give me a perception check if you'd like.
I would very much enjoy a perception check. Fuck me. That would be a dirty one.
That's terrible. You don't see too much. You do know English or Common, which is good because you can read. That's good. You're pointing to Cantonese and Mandarin.
Ni hao ma.
That's fucking brilliant. But as you're walking through, you don't see too much of the actual ship, but you do catch the name of the ship. That is something that you get with a dirty one.
Yeah, give it to me, baby.
You catch the name of the ship, and it's called the Executioner. You pass by several burly men, all carrying supplies onto the Executioner. As you walk up the ramp and turn towards where the captain's quarters are, Ed signals for you to just wait a moment. He opens the door, walks inside. Before you can sneak a look behind or past Ed, he closes the door. After, let's say, about 2 minutes, the door opens. Ed looks up, gestures for you to follow. As you walk in, you see a solid oak table weighing several hundred kilos, hanging treasure maps and several cartography instruments and tools just strewn about. You see one big-bellied dwarven man with a thick braided beard, deep wrinkles etched into his face with a permanent dour expression. Several flintlocks strapped to his person, and one very lit cigar in his hand. Edgar says you're quite the man. Says you escaped Dryden's crew alive. He turns to Ed. Now, you mean to tell me that this fucking runt managed to weasel his way out of Davy's locker despite the fact that he was ambushed by Dryden's men? Are you taking the piss? You take me for a fool, Augustus. I told you I needed a rogue to complete this heist, and this is who you bring. Ed responds, with all due respect, Captain Howell, why don't we test his skills here and now, and should his skills be found lacking, we can just let him go. The captain turns to you. He reaches out for a lock on the table, made of pure wrought iron. It is just chunky, a thick, square lock, and he tosses it to you. That is a Galloway lock. There are 3 phases to that lock. With each gate that you unlock, the difficulty of passing through to the next gate increases. I'll give you 2 minutes to crack that. You open it, you're in. This is how it's going to work. So, with the Galloway lock, there are 3 different phases. Essentially, it's going to be a sleight of hand check. You must succeed on 3 consecutive sleight of hand checks. On each failed attempt, 30 seconds will be detracted from your remaining time. So, in theory, you'll have about 4 attempts to make it before 2 minutes is up. If you roll a nat 20 on one of your checks, that's 2 automatic successes. You roll a nat 1, unlucky. There are 3 consecutive checks with increasing difficulty. So the first is a DC 10, the second is a DC 14, the third is a DC 18. Go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check and see if you get past the first phase of the lock.
Yeah, boy. Got a 16.
Yeah, 16. You're fiddling with your skeleton keys and you're trying different keys and you hear the first phase unlock. You're on to the next check.
Let's do it, baby. That's a 23, baby.
That's brilliant. You go through and just as quickly, if not quicker than when you got the first phase unlocked, second phase unlocks. DC 18, sleight of hand check.
I feel like I might have blown my big rolls.
Let's
I think
try
that's
it.
probably
Yeah,
the
let's
2
try
biggest
it.
rolls of the day. Ah, you gypsy. Got a 10.
Unlucky. You go to pick, and as you're picking, you're super excited thinking, wow, I've made it through 2/3 of this lock in less than 30 seconds. Oh no, that was the sound of your skeleton key cracking. 30 seconds has elapsed. You have 1:30 left. Start it all over again.
Alrighty. I'm going to pull out my special key that I keep in my special pocket.
Yep. You
And
pull down your pants.
Is that advantage?
No.
Yeah, the butt key gets advantage.
Yeah. For sure.
Oh, that's nasty. That is an 8.
Unlucky. You're panicking now. The first key has broken. That's never happened to you before. The second key, you go for the same moves that you did last time, but it snaps again. 30 seconds has elapsed. A minute is gone through. You have 1 minute left.
Could I cash in my Deus Ex Machina now, please?
Yeah, for sure. Did you just... We can skip through. You've won. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you so much.
I love playing with you, dude. Yeah.
Plot
Go
armor,
ahead.
bro. Oh, I can use that?
Yes, you can.
That's a 19.
Yeah, brilliant. First phase, you take a moment, you crack it through. Second phase, DC 14. Go.
Oh, nat 20.
Nat 20, the first two keys broke. You go, okay, I'm gonna breathe. And you start picking, but you go a little bit slower and you're really cautious this time. The first key unlocks, and as the first key goes, you go, I know what the second one was, but I think I know what the third phase is gonna be. You push it at just the right angle, you hear 2 gates unlock with 30 seconds left on the clock. The captain speaks. Looks like we got a little lockpick in our midst. None of my men have managed such a feat, save for myself. Young man, we are set on besieging a vessel known to most as the dreaded Dragon. The men who ambushed you on that island fit the description of a man named Stockwell Dryden. Stockwell Dryden took something of very great value to me, a lockbox guarded by the same lock you just picked. I made that lock to safeguard my artifact, and that little pig shit stole it from me. I want it back. I would take it back myself, but if we were to set siege and I were not part of that siege, Dryden would suspect as much and prepare countermeasures, and I will not risk the lives of my crew on a foolhardy plan like that. Ed speaks up. Sir, with all due respect, might I prepare the ship to begin our course while you speak with young Mr. Buck? By my calculations, if we leave now at full mast, we can take Dryden's vessel by sundown. Nightfall should occlude our approach. The captain nods and gestures for him to exit. He closes the door and you're left alone with the captain. What do?
I'll go up to the captain for a little chat. Fine, you've piqued my interest. I suppose I am the right and only man for this job, so I'll do it, but not for you and certainly not for gold. See, he took something from me far more valuable than what he stole from you. He took my honor, and I will get it back by any means.
I love the resolve, young man, but you must understand from what I hear from Ed, 7 men were able to subdue you and your crew. Dryden's a much bigger threat. You will not be going in and dealing the final blow if I can help it. You, and don't take offense, are half the man I am. I will kill that little pig shit.
Deep, that did cut me real deep.
He looks at you just steely-eyed, and you see that this man is not giving you an option, he's giving you a clear command. What I say goes on this vessel. The ship is named the Executioner because I am the judge and the jury. He points to the door. See yourself out, little man. He turns, he starts picking up his cartography tools, and you see that he's plotting a course towards what you can assume is Dryden's vessel. What do?
I suppose, can I get any gear or equipment for this?
Yeah, well, you can assume that as you walk back out, Ed is going to help hook you up with stuff that you need. So if you, obviously you were ambushed, so you don't have too much gold or weapons on you, but anything you need, I'm sure that Ed can help resupply you. You walk back onto the main deck, and the crew are readying themselves. Ropes are being tied off, flint locks are being loaded, and the cannon barrels are being cleaned in preparation for this battle. Ed yells out to the crew, "May I have your attention, please? The captain would like to have a word in about half an hour after we leave port. Get your affairs in order. Meet back here on main deck. I will see you in half an hour." And you see that he starts walking off. What do you do?
Do we have a rest before we do this, or do we just get straight into it?
You know that the crew is essentially leaving port immediately, but in about half an hour, you are about to be addressed by the captain. So, Ed is there. If you need to go and resupply, you can definitely go up to him and ask for certain things. Within reason, he can give you certain things. If you ask for a fucking nuke, no.
So just standard stuff,
Yeah.
ropes, oils,
Yeah.
caltrops, you know.
Missiles.
Yeah, for a couple plus 10 weapons, you know.
Do you have an AR-15 with an extended
do you have a
clip?
bazooka? But well, a bit about my character, I'm just going to say that I'm like wearing just sort of like a crimson red cloak. I'm going to be wielding like dual cutlasses,
Yeah,
essentially,
cool.
and I'm going to have sort of Blackbeard energy. I'm going to have just like 6 flintlock pistols just all loaded all around me as well. So I'm just going to make sure my powder's dry.
Yeah.
And my picture's wet. No,
that's
make sure
very
my powder's dry. Probably sharpen my swords and
Yep.
stuff, and just make sure everything's ready and good to go.
With about 5 minutes to spare, you see that the crewmates assemble on the deck, and they all stand in perfect attention, not saying a fucking word. The doors to the captain's quarters open, and the captain walks out, and Ed follows, wheeling a battle map of sorts. It is a rough diagram of Dryden's ship, the Dragon, and you see the captain start speaking. Today, we put an end to Dryden. We put an end to the Dragon. Edgar proposes that we should arrive at our enemy by sundown, batten down the hatches. Prepare yourselves to walk into hell. We shall approach broadside and aim for their main mast. Once it's down, we can ram and board from there. We'll block their escape route and make sure that they can't flee. We will bring a spring upon their cable. I want a 3-man crew on every cannon providing cover from range. We must draw the attention to the main deck. Stand your ground, and I shall stand by you on that main deck. You see the crew kind of murmurs in disapproval. One of the men speak up. Captain, if I may, we can take Dryden and his men, and you should go after that blasted lock. None of us can pick it. The captain puts his hand up and hushes the crowd. He points to you directly, Buck. Behold, one who has succeeded. While I draw the ire of Stockwell, this young man will have 2 minutes before Dryden shifts his focus to that lockbox. Captain Albert takes a step towards you, Buck. These men are willing to retrieve that lockbox and die in order to do so. Every moment that you waste, these men will suffer. We will only have one attempt, 2 minutes, and if Dryden suspects anything, he will plane shift and we will have lost our only opportunity at success. Once you have cracked that lock, put it on and get the fuck out of there. What do?
Sounds good, Captain. Sounds really good. I will do that. And thanks for, for talking me up before. I appreciate it. And, I'm very excited about the mission ahead. I've got a full mast just thinking about it.
I love how you run the ship, honestly. You're such a good captain.
Yeah, you're the best. Like, out of all the captains I know, you're like top 5.
You know more captains than me, do you? No,
Captain Crunch and
Captain Grunt. Yeah, Captain America was pretty cool. And Captain Marvel, not as much, but Anyways, in the next few hours, it's just tense on board. The sun is starting to set, and it's definitely going a lot faster than you realize. Words are far and few. No one's really chatting. Tensions are high. In the midst of this eerie silence, you hear the voice of the captain from the helm. What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor early in the morning? After a moment of silence, Edgar continues. Way hey up, she rises, way hey up, she rises, way hey up, she rises early in the morning. Before long, the sound of the waves splashing around the boat are drowned by the chorus of voices bellowing. But before the song can finish, a crewmate atop the crow's nest rings a single bell, signifying that Dryden's ship has been spotted. The crew quickly put out any lanterns and snuff out any sources of light, and the captain gestures for the crew to start manning the cannons. You, Buck, can man one of the cannons. You see that the executioner is slowly but steadily approaching from broadside, and they are waiting just to be in the perfect distance to shoot down the main mast. This is how it's going to work. The mast has its own AC, and it has its own HP. The cannons that you shoot have one of 2 things. You can take a clean shot, which is nice and steady, and that's a +8 to hit, or you can take a long shot, which means it's a little bit more risky, but you deal significant damage. You can, as a bonus action, also reload the cannon and shoot again. This is essentially your surprise round. So, what would you like to do?
Could I ask what the AC of the masters, please, bruv?
No.
Alright, we'll play that game.
You'll find out.
Okay.
You'll find out.
So if I go for a long shot, what's the plus on a long shot? Disadvantage?
A long shot is a +4. A clean shot is a +8. Less damage, but definitely more accurate.
Alrighty. I am going to take my long hard cannon and fire my full load at the mast, and I'm going to do it in a very safe way. So I'm going to take a safe shot.
That's very good. Now say it without all the innuendos.
Oh, bro, get your mind out of the gutter.
I'm sorry. Fucking goddamn.
All right.
Me, I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy.
I start skinning my smoke wagon,
Yeah.
and then...
All right, now you're just fucking... Yeah, now you're jerking me off is what you're doing, yeah.
I will fire fire my cannon at the mast, and I will do it with the +8.
Yeah, cool. So you're going to go for a clean shot.
Clean shot.
It's a +8. Go ahead and roll your attack roll.
I'm hoping that the AC of this mast is 10.
It is not. Your surprise round comes in. You wait until the ship is nice and close, and boom! Fire your cannon thinking, oh my goodness, this is going to be the best shot ever. I actually measured twice, and I shot once, and it misses. But what you have done is alert Dryden's crew. Roll initiative.
Do I still get a bonus action before we start?
No.
Oh yeah? Well, how you like these apples? 24.
Wow.
Yeah, your boy got a +10 initiative, dog. I'm always going first, mate. Who's losing first? Who's coming second?
Well, you usually come second. Sorry, never mind. Innuendos, you started this.
It happened once.
Yeah. You go to shoot at the mast, but unfortunately your first shot just misses by a, for lack of a better term, a long shot. You've alerted the crew. The crew starts getting crazy on the ship, the Dragon. Everyone on the Executioner starts firing cannons. Everything is just instant chaos, mayhem. You don't get to board the boat, or the ship, sorry, until the main mast is down. You technically get to go again, and then the Dragon is going to essentially fire back at the Executioner. So, roll again. Do you want to do a clean shot or a long shot?
I will do a clean shot.
A clean shot, so it's a +8 to what you're going to roll.
Back, you big.
Is that the Cantonese?
Excuse me, it's gibberish. I got a natural #1.
Brilliant.
On the dice.
You go through and you think, okay, no, for sure I got this time. You load the cannon, you boom, it blows up in your face again. But unfortunately, you miss by a long shot again. The Dragon is going to retaliate.
Every attack roll it's just dog shit.
They come through and unfortunately, they also miss. So you guys are just that little bit too far away from each other. These cannons are just going off. But unfortunately, none of you have found your target. You're hitting the sails, for example. Splinters are breaking off in the ships, but the main mast stands for both of you still. Go ahead and roll your next attack.
I'll take that all day. Does a 21 hit you, good
It
sir?
definitely does. Were you doing a clean shot?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. So go ahead and roll 2d10s plus 5.
Can't lie to you. It's definitely gonna be a clean shot. I've missed both my clean shots. I'm not gonna risk it. So what's the attack? Sorry, what's the damage?
2d10s plus 5.
Ooh, D10s, eh? Nice crit. A 9.
9 damage? Yeah, 9 points of really good damage.
Really good damage.
The Dragon retaliates and shoots back at the Executioner.
The ex-wife.
They miss. Back to your turn. Again, as this is happening, both vessels are coming a little bit closer to each other as well. So these shots are going to be a little bit more accurate. These shots might even be a little bit more wild, but you know that if they're wild shots, they're going to do a hell of a lot of damage. Go ahead. Would you like to do a clean shot or a long shot?
I will still stick with the clean.
Yeah,
stick with the clean.
Go for it.
Ooh, that is a 25. Good
25 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll your 2d10 plus 5.
Oh, was that +5? Oh, I missed that on my last. Sorry.
Did you?
That last one was 14 damage. Sorry, I forgot to add my +5.
Yeah, so the 14 damage and then...
Takes these backs. I initiate the rule takes these backsies.
You use takes these backsies? God damn it. Okay, yeah, the whole ship falls down.
Oh, I was scared that was a 0, but I forgot 0 is 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, 13 plus 5. That is 18 damage on the second hit.
Brilliant. Your second shot that successfully hits devastates the mast. You see the mast is at well below half health right now. The Dragon is going to take a wild shot back at you guys though. Sorry. God damn it, that's all. Yeah. Natural 18 on the die. That's definitely going to hit you guys.
Can I use my uncanny dodge on the ship and take half damage?
You want to use your very specific rogue ability on a fucking ship.
Just try to play selflessly, you know?
No, yeah, I know. Yeah. Just because one guy had a condom on the Titanic doesn't mean that they fucking survived, right? You guys take 35 points of damage. The ship takes a huge hit. That's not you specifically, though.
I feel like you're not rolling the same damage die that I am rolling.
No, I did a wild shot. I told you I'm going to do a wild shot.
Oh, you did wild? Damn.
Cool. They are just wanting to blow you out of the water so that you don't even come close. Go ahead. It's your turn.
I've hit twice. I'm going to still play it safe. Hopefully.
Cool.
I'm just hoping you
Plus 8.
18?
AC 17.
Yes!
Yeah, well done. 2d10 plus 5.
Big bomber clapped. Let's do it. Oh, dropped it. That was a 20 for sure. That would be a 15 in total, good sir.
15 in total. You see that the mast is on its last legs. It's hanging on basically by a splinter. However, you know the plan. The mast must fall before the Executioner can ram into the Dragon. The Dragon responds one more time. They are trying to just be wild right now.
sure it was cocked.
With a +4, a 14 does not hit the executioner. A wild shot just goes straight through, and you see that the cannonball, as it flies by, it's just been lit on fire. So that's why it's doing a ton more damage. It just misses. It does set the ship a little bit on fire, but apart from that, that's quickly put out. Back to your turn. Clean shot or a long shot?
I reckon one more's got him, so I'm going to play it safe.
Yeah,
Clean.
good.
I mean, dirty. That is a 22.
Brilliant. I won't even get you to roll. Your plus on the damage is going to be enough to take the mast down. The main mast just falls onto the ship, wreaking havoc on the main deck. And you see the captain just yells out loud. Once the mast has been destroyed, make a perception check for me.
My perception is pretty dog shit. Ooh, that's not bad though. 13?
13's not too bad. You don't see too much, but what you do see is that while you were busy targeting the mast, Edgar was actually manning one of the cannons, and he was targeting the hull of the dragon. He's created an opening just for you.
Edgar's incorrigible.
You spot the opening that Edgar has made. He winks at you, draws out his cutlass, and begins running to the bow of the executioner in preparation to board Dryden's vessel. Captain Elber yells out to the crew, "Come on, you sorry lot. Show a leg and give no quarter. Shan that dragon to Davy's locker." The crew shouts back, and just as the executioner rams into Dryden's ship, roll me a deck save.
Deck save. See, that's more my bread and butter. I'll take that. That will be a 21.
Yeah, brilliant. As the ship rams into the dragon, the whole crew holds on, making sure that they don't fall. The whole ship shakes violently. I mean, obviously, it is a crazy kind of crash. You manage to keep your legs underneath you. You are starting to make your way towards that opening where the hull is. This is how it's going to work. Captain Albert and his crew quickly make work of boarding the ship, giving you the perfect distraction to sneak into the hull. You're going to have to jump into the water and use your strength to pull yourself up in through the opening. So, How much movement have you got?
I have 30 feet.
30 feet? Yeah. With a jump, I'm not going to count any movement through there. Essentially, you still have enough movement to get yourself into the opening of the hull. It's still going to be a strength check to pull yourself up, though. So, go ahead and make a strength check.
Ooh, that's dog shit. That is a 3.
3? Unlucky. The waves are starting to crash, right? And you are just trying so hard to keep your head above the water, 1, but 2, make sure you don't lose sight of this opening, right? Because if you lose sight of it, hey man, you're in the open water and these ships are continuing to move a little bit, drifting away from you. You see chaos, commotion above you. A round passes, 6 seconds worth of you just trying to keep yourself afloat. Back to your turn. Go ahead, another strength check.
Pass this one so I can enter its hole. That's a 7.
That's a 7. Again, you are just struggling to get yourself up there. You see that there is just not enough purchase for you to, hold yourself in a way where you can swing your leg up into the opening of the ship. But you see a rope randomly falls down. I'm going to say it's a dexterity check to see how fast you are at grabbing this rope. If you pass this dexterity check, it'll give you advantage on your strength check. Seem fair?
Yeah.
Cool. It's going to be a DC, let's say, 15 dexterity check.
Saving throw?
Yeah, saving throw to see if you're quick enough to grab this rope.
15.
15 exact?
Yeah.
Perfect. Just enough. You are trying your hardest. Again, water and rope, it's not making it easier to grab the thing, but you do clasp it. You have advantage on your strength check in order to get into the hull.
I'm -1, so I better get something good. Hey, that'll do 17.
17, perfect. You use the rope and you start pulling yourself up, and that gives you just enough purchase to put a leg through that opening and make your way in. Right before you go through though, you see the edge of Edgar's tanned leather coat right above where that rope was put out. You see he cuts the rope falls down, there's no trace. As you sneak into the hull of the ship, you are drenched. You feel 8 kilos heavier from how much water you have logged. The Dragon's crew have been drawn to the fight on the main deck, leaving the hull entirely unguarded. The eerie silence of the hull contrasts with the commotion above. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
Alright, stealth's not too bad. That is a 13.
13? Okay. While you were stealthing, you're squelching a little bit. Your leather boots are waterlogged, obviously, but you are the only person, you assume, that's in the hull. As you're going through, make a perception check for me.
That is a 9.
A 9? Okay. You're walking around and you don't see too much, but you see the basic things like various objects, treasures piled up high all over the hall. But as you step into the atrium of the main hall, you hear the sound of a small gas leak. You don't know where it's coming from, but there does seem to be a gas leak that you can hear. You look around, and what you do find is a little chest. You find just a plain wooden chest. It has the same square wrought iron lock on it, but beside it, you find a similar chest. A black mahogany wood chest. Gold laid into the corners with the same lock that you cracked earlier. What do you do?
Well, firstly, I want to find out what sort of ship has LPG on it, because there's a goddamn gas leak on my ship. So I haven't gone past that. So I know that's significant.
You can, as you're looking through, you can make another look and make another perception check in a second.
If I can just assess where it's coming from or what it's doing.
What are you doing to look for?
I might light a match just to help myself think.
Yeah, let's do that. No, please do that. No, go, no, don't, no, please. I'm trying.
I will percept again, but my eyes are as bad as fucking Ed's, because I got like a -1 to my perception, so that's a 7.
7?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are looking around, but again, you don't have much time. You have barely 2 minutes now. It took you too long to get back on there. You're thinking you maybe have a minute and a half before this hits the fan.
So it's a mahogany chest on the right, and what sort of chest on the left?
Just a plain wooden chest on the left.
I've got a feeling it's in the shit chest. It's a red herring. It's going to be in the shit chest, but I can't walk past mahogany, so I'm going to have to go for the mahogany chest on the right.
You're going to try and open it?
Yeah.
Cool.
I know you swindled me, but...
Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check to start cracking the lock.
Bamboozled me. With advantage? I thought you said advantage.
No, I didn't.
Okay, just double checking, bro. A 19.
19?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Make a dex save for me.
Excuse me a bit. 18. How many dice are you rolling, bro? Calm down. It's a one shot.
Cool.
We're all friends.
Do you have evasion at all?
Yep.
Brilliant. Okay. You passed by 1.
Good.
You see the gas that's leaking out is coming from this chest. You see it just a little bit too late. As you open it, there's a little light that flicks as the latch opens. As you go to pick that lock, a match just flicks and a poisonous gas just sprays. You move yourself out of the way, evading that poisonous gas. However, that poisonous gas is now in the room. You can sense that this is a powerful neurotoxin of some sort. You now know which chest to open.
Yeah, hindsight 2020, mate. That's good. But luckily, I've got good head movement, good passion, energy, footwork. So can
cool.
I hold my breath?
You can hold your breath, and this will help for a little bit, but again, you see that this gas is slowly leaking out. It's not forever there, but it is something that you need to be aware of. Essentially, while you are picking the lock, each round you're going to have to pass a constitution check. Otherwise, your first attempt at picking the lock is with disadvantage. Cool. So make a constitution check first.
First, 10.
10? Your first attempt is with disadvantage. DC 10. Sleight of hand.
I've got 2 3s. I have a +8. I thought it was dex. +8, +5, that's an 8 total.
That's an 8 total. Unfortunate. You go to try and pick this lock, but that neurotoxin just affected you a little bit too much. But now you know what you're looking at. So the next round comes again. There is chaos. Every 6 seconds matters here. Go ahead and attempt a sleight of hand check first.
Nat 20.
Nat 20? That's 2 successive passes. You can either, you have one of 2 choices right now. You can either make your next check immediately or wait for the next round and have advantage.
May I ask what the DC is on this next one?
18.
I'll wait for advantage.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. I'm still going to need a constitution saving throw.
That's easy, bro. +0. Come at me. 13.
13? The DC is 15.
Oh, of course it is.
You have disadvantage, which cancels out your advantage. It's a flat check.
Oh, so that all works out in the end, eh? Even Stevens. Another 3!
That's rough.
It's an 8.
You go through, this neurotoxin is really starting to affect you. You are not drunk, but you're starting to feel the levels of like a 0.2 alcohol reading. Go ahead. Another 6 second passes. Go ahead. What do you do?
Can I roll to open it first or do I roll con save?
Roll to open it first, yeah.
Alright. Take that, 24.
24? Brilliant. Again, same thing. You can either roll your consecutive checks now or wait and give yourself advantage for the next round.
I will wait and give myself advantage.
Brilliant. Constitution saving throw.
I'll take that. 15.
15. You pass. Brilliant. You're unaffected. Go ahead and roll your second phase.
Yes. I will take that. That is a 21.
That's a 21. Brilliant. Would you like to roll the next check now or risk it with a constitution save?
No, I'll roll my next check now.
Brilliant. Just roll it flat.
Roll it flat. That's a 9.
Unlucky. Constitution check though.
17.
17. You pass. Brilliant. Unaffected. Starts all over. DC 10. Sleight of hand.
19.
Brilliant. Would you like to roll all consecutive checks now?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Go for it.
12.
12. Just under. Ooh, this constitution save is killing you. Go ahead and roll me a constitution check.
4.
4. Unlucky. Disadvantage on your first one. You just need to beat a DC 10.
9.
Oh, this is rough. Oh, it's getting crazy. Okay. You see that there is commotion everywhere. What I will allow you to do is if you can find a way to pick this lock box up and move it closer to the opening, I will give you advantage on your constitution saving throw because you're further away from this gas leak.
Yep, I will attempt to move the lockbox to the outside of the cabin.
Yeah, cool. What's your strength score?
It is a 8. It's a minus 1.
Perfect. You go to pick this up. It's not a heavy box, even though it looks really sturdy. You start moving it towards the opening, which is helping you breathe a little bit better. The salt air and the gusts of wind are helping you. You have an advantage on your constitution save.
That is a 20.
Yeah,
Nat
brilliant.
20.
Perfect. You have a clear mind right now. I'm going to give you advantage on your first check. Sleight of hand.
Nat 20.
Nat 20? Cool. That's 2 passes. Do you want to roll the next check now? Or would you like to wait and give yourself advantage?
How many checks? How many checks do I have? How many?
You
locks
only
do I
need
have?
to pass one more.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll just roll it now.
Yeah, go for it.
Nat 1.
Oh,
So many rolls. I've got to get like 3 good rolls in a row.
it's
in
3
order to smash
consecutive
it.
checks, unfortunately.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll your constitution save with advantage again.
10
Cool. Roll a sleight of hand check.
with advantage or
Just flat right now.
24.
24. Brilliant. What would you like to do?
So I mean, I need to pass 2 more checks or
Technically, you only need to pass one more, but what would you like to do?
was it DC 18?
It's a DC 18. Yeah.
But if I wait and do my con, will my con be with advantage or no?
It's just going to be a flat check. Because the salt air is blowing, it's negating most of that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but if I wait until my next round,
You get advantage on your...
I'll wait till my next round.
Yeah, cool. So you wait for your next round. Another 6-second passes. It's been well over a minute now. You know that Dryden is going to come through at some point. Tensions are high. You have advantage on your next roll. Sleight of hand.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Yeah.
Brilliant. You are going crazy having lockpick after lockpick crack on you. You're thinking, holy shit, I've got 2 minutes and I've basically just wasted 1 minute and 40 seconds. The clock is running out. You know Dryden is going to suspect something. And then it finally opens. You crack the last lock and for a moment, the whole world grows quiet. You unlatch the chest, you pry it open and you find nothing. What do you do?
Wonder if friendship was the real treasure all along. I'm gonna just take a closer look, maybe see if there's a false bottom, or if there's any sort of anything left over, like something's taken something from it, or maybe do like see if there's any magic or
Yeah.
anything. Just have a general inspection
You're going to reach in?
of the chest. Yes, with both hands.
Cool. You reach in with both hands. Don't know why. As you reach in, you actually feel some sort of fabric material. It looks like nothing is in the box, but you grab the object, and as you start lifting it out, you start feeling the weight of some sort of cloak. You spread this invisible fabric, whatever it is, and you turn to see the other side, and the texture of a golden fleece is what you find. It's safe to assume that you have found the golden fleece of legend. It's said to make its user completely invisible while wearing it, but if the fleece is turned over, it can boost your AC by 6 points. There is a staircase leading back up to the main deck, and it sounds like they could definitely use your help, but you could escape using the hatch and hope to God that you survive the open sea. What do you do?
I'm chaotic neutral, so I'll flip for it. I'll help him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you gotta help.
Good for the story.
What
I
a
guess.
fucking help.
But I'm going home. See ya. I've got Jason's golden fleece. I'm good.
Yeah,
Is
exactly.
that Jason the Argonauts?
Yeah,
I
but
like
you
it.
find this fleece. So are you using the armor or are you using the invisibility?
I think I will be nigh on untouchable if I use the AC, but I think I'm just going to get a little bit more utility out of the stealth aspect of it. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go incognito.
Brilliant. You wrap this thing around. Finally, you found the thing that has been troubling you. Obviously, stress is super high. You've burnt a lot of time trying to break this fucking lock. it finally worked. Let's move. As you start moving through, the staircase opens up, which is just commotion outside. You walk out really sneaky, and you quietly make your way onto the main deck. Chaos all around you. Bloodied bodies are just scattered everywhere. The crewmates are all locked into fierce battle with Dryden's men, but in the very center of the main deck, you see Captain Elbert and Captain Dryden. You bastard! You stole something very valuable from me. And you see Captain Dryden responds, You what, mate? Fucking ain't that, you dog? No, you took it from me. And after I had entrusted you with the key, you little shit. Actually, no, I didn't, because you gave me the key and I used it. So it's not really breaking and entering if I have a key, you fucking dick. You see the two men just squabbling. What are you doing?
Is my fleece on?
Yeah. Technically, you have advantage on your first attack. I'm going to keep the same initiative roll from previous. So currently, you with the 24 are first in the order. What do you want to do?
So I could technically get a double attack if I wanted to. That's what you're trying to tell me.
Nope. Just saying you have advantage on your first attack.
Okay. I will.
So I will let you know that attacking will expose your location because you have to come out of that fleece in order to attack. But you can use your bonus action to either hide again and go invisible, or you can use your bonus action to turn it over and boost your AC.
Yeah.
Turning it back invisible will just give you advantage on your next stealth check,
Yeah.
essentially.
I think I'm gonna attack Dryden. I think.
Yeah, cool. Brilliant.
I want to attack him.
You have advantage. Go ahead.
All right. I'm going to. How do I want to do this? I want to say I'm 30 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pull out. Hit the microphone. I've got my trigger fingers on. I'm going to pull out my dual flintlock pistols. I'm going to take a big shot at Big Daddy. I get a 26.
Definitely
on my
hits
first hit,
Dryden,
yes.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll your damage for me.
But with sneak attack, I'll get with this. Hear those dice, baby? Hear that?
He's
That'll
dead.
be. Oh, I got 2 1s. That's rough. Is that a 9? Oh no, that's a 6.
On a D6, you fucking...
It looked like it's either a G or a 9.
It's... I thought you said Cantonese was one of your expertise.
We got them +5. That's 16 damage on that attack. With my bonus action, I'm keen for a bit of fun. I'm going to turn the fleece around, put it into sports mode. So I'm going to go into battle mode and take that +6 to my AC.
Sweet. So go ahead and add that +6 to your AC for now. Again, if you flip it over, it just goes back to whatever your normal AC is. You see, going down the line, Captain Elbert is just furious. He hates Stockwell so much. Unfortunately, his first attack just misses. He takes out his flintlock, one of the ones that he's already preloaded, and he goes to just shoot right directly at his head. With a natural 19 on the die, he's definitely going to hit. You see he does a significant amount of damage. Even though he aimed for the head, Dryden manages to push his head away just at the right moment. The bullet still clips his ear, and you can just imagine he's got the worst tinnitus ever.
Same, bro. Same.
Brilliant. Moving down, you see the dragon is firing back at the executioner. The executioner is still giving cover fire as much as they possibly can. Edgar is further up where the steering wheel is, and he is fighting his own battles right up there. Back to your turn, top of the order.
Beautiful. I will take out my dual cutlasses and just scream out like, "Aye, avast!" Get into my pirate mode, and then I'm going to take like a little double attack at old mate.
Yeah, sweet.
So let's do it. Oh, no, that's not good. 14?
14. Do you have advantage because there is an ally 5 feet next to you?
I will, yes.
Yeah, so roll another one.
Appreciate that. Slightly better. No, 16.
16? Just misses.
Just
His
misses,
AC
fair
is
enough,
18, yeah. You're hoping that with this commotion, that you can have a little opening. You go in to stab and swing with your cutlass, misses. Back to...
If it's okay with you, I've missed my attack. How far forward from my first attack did I have to go to get to him?
Oh, you said you were about 30 feet away?
Yeah.
Yeah, so about 30 feet is what you
so
would
that'd
have
be
had
my
to
full
move.
movement to get to him. Okay, I can't move. That's all good.
Yeah. Captain Albert is going to go. He's going to forget about the flintlock. He is just going to drop the gun, run into striking distance with his cutlass. First attack is an 8 on the die, misses. 16 on the die. That's good. Holy shit. Does 11 points of damage. Captain Albert runs in. He is just not fucking around anymore. He goes and just slashes into Dryden's coat. It just takes a huge chunk out of him. 11 points of damage is nothing to scoff at when it comes to a cutlass. It is Dryden's turn though, and Dryden's gonna retaliate. He is probably a little bit more pissed at Albert rather than you, Buck. With a natural 18, he's gonna hit on his first attack. He's using a cutlass as well. He does the exact same 11 points of damage back at Albert. He just throws that damage right back. Picture perfect in terms of how much they mirror each other. Stockwell just hates the fact that Albert had something of value, so he had to take it. Albert's just here for revenge. He wants back what's his. He hasn't even acknowledged the fact that you have his artifact. Back to the top of the round, what do you do?
So, Dryden and the captain, so they're currently engaged with each other?
Yes, they are.
So if I was to like use my natural stealthiness of a halfling, and if I was to move through his space and then try and get behind him and get flanking, could I get advantage on that or no?
Absolutely. Right now, he is head on with him. All you need to do is just take a wide berth. You can move around, and you'll have flanking on this.
I like how, just because I can move through his space, I could just go around him, but I choose to go through
You
his
choose
space.
to go under his trench coat.
Between his feet. Like
just flick his nuts on the way through. Yeah, you do, I don't know, like generational trauma? I don't know, is that a thing? Testicular torsion.
So I'll try and attack him. I'm going to do just that. I'm going to get down low. I'm going to go through his space between his legs. I'm going to turn around and have a chomp at his Achilles tendons.
Yeah, cool.
While I'm out of sight. With advantage, I'll do 26.
Brilliant, that definitely hits. Roll your damage.
Beautiful. With my swashbuckling rogue. By the way, thank you for the recommendation. This character is awesome.
Yeah.
I get sneak attack when I'm within 5 feet of someone.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Freaking brilliant.
Well, most rogues actually have that. For sneak attack, they have the ability that as long as they either have one advantage on most things, or they have an ally within 5 feet that they're actually attacking.
Oh, that's right. He's within 5
Yeah.
feet as well.
Mhm.
So, that will be 20 damage, good sir. 20 slashing damage.
How do you want to do this?
Oh, I like this part. Okay, so setting the scene, everybody. I crawl down on all fours, go through his legs, through his space, nutmeg him essentially, just the disrespect. Turn around
Messy,
with my...
messy.
messy. It is messy because it's about to be messy.
Very
and I Lionel.
I'm not
Lionel.
Lionel. It's about to be messy.
So I'm going to slash at his Achilles, doing critical damage. Then I'm going to slice the back of his knees. Good, he's going to fall into his knees. Basically going to hit all of his creases as he starts dropping stage by stage. He's got a lot of creases. Every crease gets slit. And then eventually I'm going to finish, once he's on his sort of hands and knees, I want to finish with a slice to the throat.
You see his jugular opens up, his carotid artery starts spurting out blood. Dryden is trying to stop the bleed. It's too little too late at this point. The captain, Albert, puts his hand on your shoulder, Buck, gently just nudges you to the side. He kneels down face to face with Dryden and goes, "I told you I wanted it back." As he's talking, you see a little dagger come out and he slowly punches it through his neck. You see it emerge at the top of his head. And with that, the final blow. Captain Stockwell Dryden has been cut down. Dryden's crew see this. They witness the slaughter and they surrender their arms. Captain Albert approaches you and reaches out his hand for the fleece. What do you do?
I'm going to flip that bad boy around and go invisible.
You're gonna go invisible?
I think so. Fuck this guy. I hate him. I don't like being told what to do.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
Alright, so...
I will just let you know you can definitely do this. However, the entire crew is going to attack you.
But if they can't hit what they can't see.
With disadvantage, like 20-something men is definitely going to hit you. You can fight him,
I might
for
have
sure.
to give up the goods. Alright. After careful consideration, I decide that my character
After doing a risk assessment.
after filling out a few incident reports.
According to my OHS, I should.
Apparently the right thing to do would be to hand over the fleece. Alright, I'll hand over the
You
fleece.
still don't have... You can fight him. You can die trying. Why not?
No, that's alright. Be succinct. We could still turn. I'll take off... Reluctantly, very reluctantly, take off the fleece, fold it like a fitted sheet, and I will hand it to the captain.
Yeah. You see Captain Albert notices your hesitation, but as you hand it over, even though it's reluctant, he looks at you and he goes, "Thank you, young man. Well done, lad. I had little hope that you would succeed, but you've proven me wrong." He looks around. "With that bastard dead, we can reclaim the open seas as our own. We have indeed lost some of our finest men, our brothers. But in that process, he turns back to look at you. We have found another. With that being said, welcome, Buck, to the Executioner. And with that, we'll end the session.
I was gonna make a pun. I was waiting that whole game to make a pun. I was gonna. Oh wait, you even asked me how I wanted to finish him.
Yeah.
Damn it, I missed my opportunity. I was gonna throw him, shove him off of the ship.
Yeah.
And then he falls into the water.
Yeah.
And I was gonna be all smug and be like, Dryden, more like Wetden.
Yeah, get the fuck out of my house.
I think there might be an audio issue, bro, because you can't hear the laugh.
No, that silence was real. Yeah.
Where'd you get crickets, dude? Like, damn.
I just have them here. I have a box just in case.
Crickets, you just
shaking them. They're all dead.
That was wonderful. Thank you.
Holy, that little encounter with the dice that we'll talk about, that rolling to pick the lock. I could see you getting frustrated.
Oh yeah, wow, man.
But I made it specifically, and we'll chat about it a little bit more in the Patreon episode. But I made it specifically so that it would like make you angry, because I couldn't just make it a simple lock that you just pick.
You gotta make it. Yeah,
I have to make it hard, and again, it builds up tension because you knew you only had 2 minutes worth of time, right?
Yeah, my con really fucked me because I didn't have any pluses to my con. My dex and my sleight of hand were really good. Stealth was really good. I went high charisma, which that was useless.
Hey,
but
what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
what are you gonna do about it? Hey,
And,
what am I, a fucking doctor? What do I need intelligence for, huh? I don't need any patience. I'm not a doctor.
Oh, you got high wisdom, wise guy, huh?
Yeah. Wow.
Hey,
You got high wisdom, wise guy.
You wise guy.
Okay. What is that, intelligence? Get the fuck out of here. I love that. That was awesome. Is there anything that you'd like to plug at all?
Nah, I'm all good, bro. Just happy to be amongst it. Just
Sweet.
happy to be a part of it. Good times.
I am still going to have your Instagram in the description below. It is an absolute pleasure playing with you. But if you like what you heard, then please leave us a review and share it with your friends. The best way to enjoy D&D is with other people. So bring your friends along into this journey. If you want to hear bonus episodes in the episode that I'm about to shoot with John, and get access to exclusive content like a community chat and PDF versions of the adventures I've created, then consider joining the Patreon using the link in the show notes. I hope you had fun, and I'll see you on the next episode.